4th. It is 10:01 a.m. in the morning, and oh my God, guys, what an experience I had. And it's been a while. It has been a while, hasn't it? Maybe a couple of weeks since the last few experiences I had. Normally, when I have pretty intense experiences in a row, there's usually some sort of break that I'm given, and then bam, this happens. And let me get right into it for you guys. So, this is going to be a beyond body experience. And again, up front, I'm going to talk about the difference between what a beyond body experience is and what an astral projection experience is. In astral projection, I feel a separation of my body. Okay? Or I'm sorry, I feel a separation from my body is what I'm meaning. My spirit being separates and I go off to explore wherever I go. When I have a beyond body experience, my body seems to go into some sort of movement and I end up transported to a different place. So that is the difference between astral projection and the beyond body. And a quick side note here, I have heard many compare beyond body to reality shifting. So if that helps you to think about things better, you can think about it in that way. To be completely honest, I've read about reality shifting and it does have a lot of similarities to what I do, but I'm not completely certain if it is exactly what I'm doing. But just for reference sake, for those of you who might have difficulty picturing things, perhaps you can use that as a reference. So I was laying on my left side. By the way, guys, for those of you who are interested, I had on storm sounds. No talking this time, no talk radio or anything like that. Just storm sounds. And I was relaxing. And yeah, I was thinking, because I had been working as I always work in the middle of the night, and had been working actually all night getting something ready. And so I was thinking to myself, it was around 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning actually. And I was thinking, well, it would be nice, I guess, to have something happen. I'm tired, but I'm not too tired. Again, this also, by the way, as I'm going through this, I always like to give little tips or to give things that are working consistently for those of you who are trying to leave your body or to have some kind of experience. And with this, I was tired, but not too tired. I was somewhere really honestly in the middle. And that's a good place to be when you are astral projecting. You don't want to be too exhausted, because if you are, you're not going to remember a lot of what you experienced. If you are too awake, you will probably end up returning really quickly if you are able to get into that middle space. So you always want to be somewhere in the middle. And so I found myself probably within 20 to 25 minutes or so in that middle place, the sweet spot, the place between being asleep and awake. And I was so excited, guys. I remember in my thoughts, I was thinking, oh, I can't wait. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how this is going to go. In all of my beyond body experiences, or most of them, I kind of allow things to go with the flow, which means that I allow my guides to kind of take me to different places much of the time. I will make requests at times, but I trust them to guide me to, cool places. And I remember one of my last thoughts was, the next time I go out, I want to go someplace cool if it's possible. So I was excited. I didn't know where they were going to take me, but I went to the left and then I started to move, and I wasn't in movement for that long. I could feel this this forward motion, I believe, and I wasn't in movement for too long. And when I arrived in this place, there wasn't a kind of a pause where the darkness lifts like it usually is. It was like it happened really quickly, actually, guys. And I think that, again, this is a part of my evolution in being able to do this. Whereas before, it would take time, the darkness would lift, and then eventually I would be in the place I was. This time, it was like I was just simply there. And wherever this place was, or this city was, it was night. And I was standing on a sidewalk, and there was another man that was standing with me. And the gentleman was bald, didn't have any hair at all. He was a little bit on the heavyset side. I think he was wearing a suit. Now, what he was wearing and what the others in this place, in this reality or time period that I saw were wearing were things that I seem to think that this was from the 1920s, 30s, or 40s. Or again, this simply could have been another reality. Now, I was standing in front of a building, and what I remember is that this building had a big sign, and this sign, which was above, was flashing. Now, the name on the sign said Temi, Temi, Temi. I think that's the way you pronounce it. Here's a little bit of a side note before I go on here. When I looked up that name, it is Nigerian in origin. Never seen that name, never heard that name before, but that's the name that I saw flashing. I guess after looking up the origin of the name, it like literally means mine, like it belongs to me. So I'm not sure. This place, this building seemed to be maybe some sort of a bar or something like that. I guess they had speakeasies back in the day in the 1920s, 30s, 40s during Prohibition. Again, guys, I'm not sure when Prohibition took place. So for those of you who do know when that is, please excuse me for my ignorance if I'm getting this incorrect. But just thinking back to videos and other things that I've seen of the time, that's what I was thinking of. The gentleman that was standing there, the large gentleman, the one that didn't have hair, that had a suit on, said, "Right this way." The door opened, and I saw that there were people that were coming down from the other side. So there were two lines or two areas of the staircase. It was split. There was one way that you went up, and then there was another way that you were going down, and there were more people leaving. And I think I was the only one really going upstairs at the time. There were other people, I think, but what I was really kind of paying attention to as I walked in, and by the way, before I walked in, I kind of took a moment to kind of look to my left and look outside, and I was wondering, I wonder what the outside, I have this obsession with being outside. And so I thought to myself, I wonder what the outside of this place looks like. I wonder what the city looks like. But I thought, I'm just going to go with the flow this time. I am just going to go with where I think I'm supposed to go. So I go upstairs, right? And I'm seeing all these people going downstairs. The other thing I noticed was that everyone that I saw was black. Every single person. Now, for those of you who may not listen to this channel all the time, may not know this, I am African American. I am black. So this was interesting to me because I've never been to a place like this or experienced a place like this before. So I kept going upstairs, and when I arrived, there were all these people, and there were a crowd of people, like, I don't know, maybe hundreds of people, maybe more than hundreds of people, but they were all crowded around, and there were other folks that were dancing. And it wasn't just any kind of a dance, guys. They were tap dancing. Yes, I said that. They were tap dancing. Now, the reason why I'm kind of I may sound really excited about this is because I've never been to a place where people were tap dancing before. But when I went up, I walked up there, and the people around me, there were people around me that started dancing, and suddenly, I don't know if this was instinctual or what the deal was with me in that moment, but I just felt like I could dance too. And so, guys, I want to preface this by telling you I have never tap danced a day in my life in this 3D world. Ever in my life, I've never put on a pair of tap dance shoes. I've never, ever done that. But for whatever reason, I just started dancing. I started tap dancing. And not only did I start to tap dance, I was really, really, really good. I mean, think of some of the, if you've ever watched a tap dancer before, all the moves they do with the, with their feet, where they make it sound like their feet are going really fast and they're tapping really fast and they're spinning and they're doing all these things. I was doing all that stuff. And I don't know how. And at first, when I first started doing it, I was in disbelief. It was like I just knew how to do it. That's all I can really tell you. I just knew what to do. It just felt natural when I was doing it. Even though, again, in the 3D world, I have never tap danced a day in my life. I was tap dancing as if I'd been doing it for all my life, as if I was the best of the best. Oh, I was so good, guys. I was so good. And there were others that were really good as well. And we started going against each other. We were tap dancing. We were having what I guess what they call it is a tap off or something like that. We were going off against each other. We were doing all kinds of different moves. It was amazing. Oh, it was, I don't know. It's just the ability to do something that you have never done in the 3D world, for me, was just extraordinary. I don't think I've ever done anything like that before. I've never done a talent like that before that I've never been able to do in the 3D world. I mean, I've flown, I can fly, I've done all kinds of other different things. I have been able to move objects with my mind in other places that I've gone to, but I have never, ever been able to just simply start to tap dance like this. And I think that's why I'm just so excited. I'm so excited to share this with you. The ability to be able to do something that you've never been able to do in your life is an amazing, amazing feeling. So after a while, I got the sense, because there was some back and forth talk, and there were people that were saying different things. This is the general feeling that I got, because I wasn't able to get all the specifics for you guys in the sense of words. But what I was feeling was that this version of me, whoever it is, he was around a bunch of people that I think he felt were really jealous of his talent. And this guy was really talented. And I do believe he was the best of all of these dancers. He just blew them out of the water, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. I guess you would have had to see it for yourself, but he was really good. And he was upset. He was upset because he felt that he was really, really good at this, but I think that he felt that the others gave him a hard time because they were jealous of his talent. And this really, really upset him. And I could really feel this. I needed to tell you that. I needed to say it out loud. This was what was inside of me in that moment. He was furious about it. He was really upset about this. And as I began to lose my grip on this world and return here to the 3D world, this is what I was thinking, and this is what I was saying in my mind, was that they were so upset and they were so jealous of my talent. So there it is. I put it out there. I opened my eyes and I was back in the 3D world. That was my experience, guys. And it was, as I said, amazing. Thank you so much for coming on another journey with me. And until next time, take care.